beautiful viewers. This is the K-Popper Unboxer coming to you with a very special video. Today, as promised, we have my mega haul video from my time in Seoul, Korea. So I was in Seoul, Korea for 1 week, and this is pretty much everything I bought. I went to the TXT Concert, so this is all merch from that. I was able to pick up a lot of albums while I was there because they're much cheaper. The TXT light stick, things like that. I also picked up the entire collection of Stray Kids Karma, and I've already unboxed that in a full unboxing, so if you're interested in that, please click here. But this would be the rest of the albums and merchandise that I bought in Seoul, Korea. So we'll go one by one with each section of stuff. Starting from the left to the right, Rise was doing a thing with one of the Mega Coffee. So I got some things from that. I bought Key's version of their concert, Shiny World. I bought some SM Town stuff. I bought Joy. I bought Aespa's last version of their, not their latest comeback, from the one before. I bought XngHan's, the member who left Rise, his new solo album. Some Ateez. I found my bias is Super Junior. Chanyeol's CD came out while I was in there, while I was in Korea. I got Boa's 3 versions, some merch from Yo, some BT21 merch, and then all of this stuff over here was either from the concert or from Pokéspot. I got a bunch of XngHan cards in here, and I got a couple of TXT merch, some stuff that was limited to the concert, and then some stuff that I got beforehand so I could wear at the concert. So, without further ado, I think we're going to go with the Ateez version first. We're going to start there. So please enjoy this video. You can skip ahead to any section you want. Please feel free. I'll do full unboxings in each section, and I'll tell you the versions and stuff in each of those sections. Okay, so let's start with Ateez. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is Ateez. This is their Golden Hour Part 3 in Your Fantasy Edition. This is the last of the editions, I'm assuming. It's pretty big. This came out while I was in Korea, and I got it from With Mew, their store in Myeongdong, not the one in not their main store in Hongdae. It's the other one. So basically, they decided to come out with another version, and it's huge. But it comes with 4 photo cards and a lot of posters. So if you're a fan of posters, you definitely want to get this version. So it's kind of been roughed up a little because it had to come all the way from Korea in my suitcase. So please pardon that. I think everything inside is still intact. Basically like a big envelope version of their other ones that are smaller, like this one. Okay, so I believe we have member posters. Okay, let me start with my bias. Also, if you've watched that new K-pop show with Psy and Megan Thee Stallion, they got to perform with Kylie Minogue, who I've been a longtime fan of. So to hear XngHan and Kylie Minogue sing together, that was pretty cool. These posters are huge. Actually, I'm gonna go down a little bit. Probably still not fit, but at least you'll get a better sense. Ooh. posters are huge. Okay, they were giant posters. Okay, so next up we have the CD. Just that. And it looks like we have a set of postcards. And then we have this lyrics book, and there are some photos in here. And then we have, this looks like a sticker. I'm not quite sure. And then we have the 4 photo cards. I'm not sure what the different versions are, but here's the back of the first one. And we got Hongjun, leader, giving us the rawr. So it's been letting out over here. Okay, and then we got Son, flawless. Everybody loves an idol and a turtleneck, right? Okay, and then for the third card, we got Yaosung with this red hair. And then here is the last one. We got Chanyeol. Look at that little face, like he's angry. Little angry face. Okay, so that's everything in the In Your Fantasy version. So next we're gonna move on to another set of albums in the haul. Okay, so next up we have Joy. This is Joy's first mini album, From Joy with Love. So we have the 3 versions. There's actually a 4th one that's coming out soon. I haven't decided if I'm getting it yet. But anyway, we have the photo book version, jewel case, and tin case version. So without further ado, let's get into Joy. So photo book first. This is a hardcover book. So I picked these up, I think I ended up picking these up at Music Korea. But I also went to the SM store and they had them there too. But I ended up getting them, I think, earlier because I wasn't sure if SM store would still have them in stock. Okay. From oh. So those of you who don't know, Joy is from Red Velvet. So Love Splash, I'm assuming, is the title track. It has to be. My favorite B-side track, I actually have two. Get Up and Dance is my second favorite. La Vie en Bleu is my favorite of her B-sides. It's so good. It's very catchy. So these must be like two of her friends or something? I'm not quite sure. But she's living her cheerleader / high school life / swimming. Which makes sense because her title track is Splash, about Splash. Yeah, I'm not sure who those ladies are. CD. Okay, it looks like we have a poster. We got the swimming pool one. We have a sticker sheet. Super cute. We got a postcard. And then we got a photo card with a long message on it. So cute. Okay, so that's everything in her photo book version. Okay, so this is the jewel case. I think there's a oh. So there's a slide. I don't think there's anything in the back part of it. card. So we got Cheerleader Joy. And let me just double check. I'm pretty sure there's nothing else in here. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to Joy's last version. Okay, so her last version is the tin case version. Which I think XngHan just did a tin case version too. Also look forward to that unboxing when I get my albums. Lots of stuff. So this is the bottom of the case. So we'll go with the photo book first. It's very glossy. Okay, and then we have lyrics and messages. Ooh, cute. She wrote little messages about each track, or a couple of the tracks. Cute, I like that. Okay, then you get directions to play the album, which is on this chip. Okay, and then looks like you get an ornament. And then you have a string to hang that from. Then we have 3 Polaroids. And then a whole bunch of stickers. Okay, and then last but not least, we get a photo card. She wrote a lovely message on there. So cute. She's giving a wink. Okay, so that does it for the Joy part of this haul. let's move on to the next group. Okay, so up next I bought, this is XngHan from, he used to be in Rise. This is his solo debut single. So he now is under the name XngHan and Seoul. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that correctly, but he has 3 versions here of his album. Okay, so this is the photo book version. This is the adventure version, and then this is the Seoul version, I'm gonna say. So I got these when I was in Japan at Tower Records. So at Tower Records I got 2 POBs. I actually got 3 POBs, but there was only 2 possibles, so I pulled a double. I pulled a double of this one over here. So those are the POBs. Okay, so like I said, this is a single. He left the group after some speculations about having an ex-girlfriend or something. I forget the whole thing. It was stupid, but anyway, he's now a solo artist with SM, and this is his first single. So Waste No Time in Heavenly Blue. The outside is a poster, so I'm going to take that off. It's very folded. Okay, photo book. So I think these other gentlemen are 2 dancers, friends of his. CD. And then you get 2 photo cards. And the second one. Okay, let's move on to the adventure version. Okay, so this one looks like a DVD, like in a DVD case. Comes with a sticker bag. And then a photo card. Cute. Okay, let's move on to the last version. Okay. So this is a keychain. Trying to figure out how to get this off without ruining the sticker, but that might not be able to happen. Yeah. So you get 3 photo cards. Okay, so that was everything for XngHan or XngHan for his new single album. Okay, let's move on to some merch next, some SM merch. Okay, so now I have a couple merch items. I did find XngHan's S Mini at Tower Records in Japan. And then I found this Yo item and this SM Town set at With Mew in Hongdae. So let's do XngHan. So he's my bias, but I was not able to pull any of his cards in my unboxing. There's this really cute additional piece. Here's the directions. And we got Suwon giving us the little heart. Okay, so that was that. Then I picked up this merch. It says it's the Game Pack keyring, Yo's version. Okay. So it's a keychain, and then you have this little like anime figure. And then you could switch it out. And that one. And then it came with a mini photo card of Yo. So cute. Okay, and then our last merch item of this section is the MP3 player, and then this is the Mark version. So they did have it labeled as such in the front too, so I was able to pick Mark. So here's the MP3 that has the album on it. A bunch of stuff. So here's the directions for the MP3 player. You get some cords. It's a USB to USB. You get headphones. And then you get a strap. Which goes on there. Okay, and on top of that you get a little folder with member things. So we got Mark. So we got this Mark mini photo ID. And some stickers. And then a photo card. Okay, so this, like I said, I picked up at With Mew in Hongdae. So there's just a couple of merch items that I picked up. Okay, let's go back to the albums. Okay, so next up we got Chanyeol's new album, Upside Down. And there was 2 photo books, but I only got the one, so this is the on version. This is the selfie version, and then this is the
S mini version, which there were 2 of, and I also only got 1. So I bought this at Tower Records. So I got this Tower Records pop from SM. And I bought this on my trip when I was in the Japan portion of my trip. Okay, so let's do the photo book first. Okay. So there is 2 photo books, but I only decided to get the one. I'm trying to cut down on my versions, except for my main. Alright, so I'm gonna go this way. Okay. And those of you who don't know, Chanyeol comes from EXO. And when Kai was just here in the States on his tour, he announced that EXO will be having a comeback. In next year. I think he said next year. So there's this little photo ID. And this is the pictures with the goat. I think he needs to clean his room. Gross. The goat is very present. So, I have 2 favorite B-sides. Ocean Drive is one of them. I love his hair and his look. And then 1, 2, 3 Dance is my other favorite B-side, which is track 6. Okay, and that goes to the other side. Okay, so here's the CD, and it is the goat, and it goes here. Okay, we already saw the ID. Then we get this postcard, and I think these open up. Yeah. let me get a pack of stickers. Okay, and then last but not least, the photo card. Oh, so cute. So cute. Okay, let's do the selfie one. Okay, so this is the selfie version. So it's meant to look like a phone. So it's supposed to look like an iPhone. And so many pages. Okay, and then that also comes with the directions. And some stickers. And you say you don't love me the way like you did yesterday. So cute. These chubby little chickies. So cute. Okay, let's do the last version. Okay, S Mini. I thought we were getting rid of the S Minis, but he still had one. I think Key had one. Oh, it's like a folder. Okay, that's different. I like that. It's like a booklet. And then directions. And then photo card. It says Cherry Cherry. So cute! Oh my god, I think I got the cutest set. Look at how cute these are. He's so adorable. So cute! Okay, that does it for Chanyeol. Let's go on to the next group of stuff. Okay, so next up we have Boa's 11th album, Crazier. And I got these two versions at Music Korea in Myeongdong, near my hotel. And then I got this version at I think I got at the SM store at their building. Pretty sure, I can't remember. I know I got these two in a different place, so. So this is the Crazier version. This is the louder version, and there was two of these. I only chose to get one. And then this is the Peace version. Okay, so let's do the photo book one first. I really like the colors of this album set. I'm gonna take the sticker off. Okay, here's the cover. And my favorite B-side, since we're looking at, it's a full album, by the way, is Don't Mind Me. So it looks like you open it here and here. Ooh, this is fun. So that is the cover. Ooh. Okay, so this is the photo book. So for those of you who don't know, Boa is a solo artist from SM. Her title track, Crazier. Girl, your armoire is on fire. Okay, here's the CD. Okay, and it does come with a poster. And a postcard. And then a photo card. Okay, so that is the first version. Crazier version. Let's do the louder version. Okay. This is a louder version. This is kind of similar to Sogi and Irene's most recent package version of their unit album comeback. Trying to get these stickers off is never easy. Okay, front cover, side, 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 bottom, back. So she's got a little racetrack. So these must be either her dancers or her model friends, or her just friends, or just actors. I don't know. Sorry, I'm going a little fast, but there is a lot of photos in here. She's a little bit more of a natural look. So pretty. Mickey Mouse. And then it comes with 2 mini CDs. It comes with a postcard. And then a photo card. Cute. Okay, let's move on to her last version. Okay, this is the piece version, and this is her plush, if you haven't already noticed. So cute. And it comes with a little sleep mask. And you could take the sleep mask off. And then in the back here is the chip, which is the actual album. Let's see, can you put the... Yeah, you can put the mask on. So cute. She's going to bed. Good night. Okay, and we get a couple things in here. We get a poster. And then we get, looks like a mini photo book. Get directions on how to use the chip. You get some cute stickers. And then last but not least, you get a photo card. So cute. Okay, so that was her piece version. Okay, so that does it for BOA. Let's move on to some merch. Okay, so next up we have some merch items that I picked up in Myeongdong. This was an unofficial item I picked up at just one of the shops in the area, but I thought it was so cute because I love Tiny Tan. And it's just like a carabiner kind of, what do you call it, keychain. And then I got this at the Line Friend store in Myeongdong as well. And this is a Shooky. The box got destroyed in the luggage, but I wanted to get something like traditional Korean, so I got Shooky in his outfit, his hanbok outfit. So, he's so cute. It's so hard to dress him because he's such a little nugget. He's sitting on a pillow. So cute. Okay, and then the last two items that aren't TXT related, I got Shinee's DVD and I got Key's version, which came with some pops. And then I got the last version of Dirty Work, Aespa's version. Or the last version of Dirty Work, Aespa's last album, not this most recent one. So let's look at the DVD first. Okay, so I'm also going to eventually get the Blu-ray too, but for now, these are the pops. So Onu, Key. I'm going to see Key in December in Brooklyn, and Taemin, who's going to be performing at Lollapalooza. Okay, so those were the pops. I'm trying to remember what store I got this from. I don't know, I went to so many. Oh, probably help if I opened it correctly. So here is the lenticular. Here's the inside. So here's the photo book. Ah. Okay, and then here is the Digipack. So it's 3 DVDs. Here's the track listing for the first part of the concert and then the second part. And then behind the scenes. Okay, then we get this standee. We get an accordion photo set. Very glossy. We get 4-cut sticker. Postcard of Key. Very glossy. And we get this little chip. And then 1 photo card. Gorge. Okay. So that is that, and then these are the 4 pops. Okay, let's move on to our last album before I talk about TXT. Okay, so this is Aespa's Dirty Work single, the last version. And it is the ring version. And I got this at the SM store. So this is the directions. This is the QR code, which is very thick, like a credit card. And then the ring and necklace are in here. And this is real silver. And you can sort of see it in the inside. It says 925. You're supposed to put it on the chain. And then for the photo cards, we get a group photo card. We have Karina. Giselle. Winter. And Ning Ning. Okay. So that is everything for this version, which I believe is called the Crew Ring version, or the Ring Crew? No, Crew Ring version. Okay, so now let's talk about TXT and the 2 concerts I went to. Thank you so much for making it to this part of the video. I really appreciate it. So now we're gonna get into TXT and the merch I got in both Seoul and on their tour in the US.
I'm also going to talk a little bit about the two tours, the shows, and how they differ and how it was similar and stuff like that. Here's my collection of TXT merch that I got, and like some confetti and my little wristband, and then some freebies, ones that I made and ones that I got from other people. Anyway, I went to Poca in Myeongdong and got a bunch of album photo cards that I needed. So I will be having a video soon on putting all those in my binders, so please subscribe to look forward to that. Okay, so first things first, I went to their last concert in Seoul on the last day of their show. It was at a huge baseball stadium that was indoor, and the concert was at like 5:30, I think. So it was still daylight. So the top of the dome was kind of opaque, so it did let light in. So it was almost like a daytime concert as far as light is concerned. And I will post a picture right now, show you. Some of the lighting was not seen as much just because it was already light out. And when the concert ended, it was still light out actually, so. And the concert was roughly about 2.5 hours plus, maybe a little bit more. Probably 2:45, because they, on the concert I saw in Seoul, they did 5 encore songs. So there was quite the encore. And of course, there was thousands and thousands of people. In the first one that I went to see in Seoul, it was really interesting because everyone was seated. So all the time, nobody stood up and like danced and jumped and stuff. Everyone just sat in their seats respectively, yes. They just sat in their seats and quietly enjoyed the concert. Everyone had light sticks, so they were all like pumping their light stick, like back and forth. And there was a little bit of singing along, but not too much. Like I didn't hear, my neighbors were definitely not singing along. They were enjoying the concert a lot, but they just weren't vocalizing. I was pretty far away, as you could tell from that photo. But I will show you some clips now. I'm not going to put sound because I don't want to get tagged, because I want this video to be monetized. So here is a quick little video clip just to show you how far away I was and how big the stage was. Okay, so I was like in the 400 on the side, but I thought I had a great seat. I mean, I could see them. There's huge screens everywhere, so you could definitely see them up close on the screens. I thoroughly enjoyed the concert. I thought they did an amazing job. The 5 encore songs were very surprising. I wasn't expecting them to do so many. So they did end up performing for quite a long time, almost 3 hours, which is crazy. Even with the little breaks in between their songs, it's still a lot. And what I did was, when I was on the train to the concert, I was able to order some stuff on the Weaver shop to pick up. Now, they didn't have everything available at that time, so I didn't feel like waiting in line and all that. So I did pick up the binder and then some extra pages as well. I did pick up the mini photo book, which is right here, Taeyeon's key ring, and his premium photo, which has a light on it and you can't see. There you go. So I did pick up his premium photo. So those are the only things I got. But the unfortunate thing is I had to carry them around because I didn't have a bag and they didn't give a bag. So I just carried it to my seat and then like put put it under my seat while I was there. And I only got one freebie when I was there. I got this lovely little photo card from a young lady near me. It was very sweet of her. And then also I did buy this key ring, but not at the concert. So that's why and sorry, the box is like really messed up because I had to bring everything home in my suitcase. But I wanted to pick up the mini key ring. So I thought it was cute. Look how little. Yeah, it's not gonna focus with these big photos. Okay, I pulled the thing out and I'm not quite sure how you turn it on. Oh. So it's the middle button, the X. The two T's or the two crosses don't do anything. They're just... So there you go. So I got that, and I also got this bag charm slash... like you can put it on your shoulder and put it under your shirt and then carry him around on your shoulder if you wish, of Taehyun's character. I bought this before the concert, so I had this attached to my bag, which is another thing. We were allowed to have bags in Korea, but no bags whatsoever in the show I went to in America. So anyway, I had him attached to my bag the whole time. Okay, and then also I got this Moa Day, which I haven't even checked out yet. I just thought it was really cute. Also in the concert, they did this cute sing-along at the end, and that was in both places I saw, Seoul and America. It was a different song that they sang with you, but it was really cute. So that was one of the highlights. I like that part of the show. So let's open a couple of... Okay, so let's do this first, actually. So this was my wristband. I had to... There was a couple of interesting steps. So once I got the merch that I ordered, which was really easy, there was like a separate line, and she just pulled the stuff. And actually, you couldn't order this, but because she saw I had... What did I order? Member version. I ordered this, the book, and the binder. Oh, the premium photo. So she saw I had TXngHan as a premium photo, and she gave me the TXngHan keychain, which was very sweet of her. So I collected my merch and then went to another area where you had to like pre-check, and they gave me this wristband because I was in the general seats. And that is the day that I saw the show. So they gave me that. And then on the way in, they were handing out this. And they were handing out this at both the Seoul tour and the US. Now, unfortunately, I don't know where the one I got from the America tour is. I couldn't find it. But this is the one I got in Seoul. So we held these up during one of the last final songs in the concert. So people were just holding it up and showing it off. And then it had, a little message. And that was the same in both shows. So let's open the keychain first. Also, both concerts started exactly on time. The one in Seoul and the one in the US that I went to. The one I went to in the US, just in case you're wondering, is the DC show in Washington, DC. Which is why this video is coming out now, because I went to the concert on Sunday night. So here is Taehyun's set. It has his name there, and then his blue microphone. And then I think there's a, I'm gonna leave it on, but there's a protection on this part, and I'm sure there's one on this one too. Yeah. So I thought the keychain was really cute, and I'm so glad she gave me Taehyun's. That was very sweet of her. So after I got in, I kind of went right up to my seat because it was really, I had to climb a lot of stairs, and I'm not the best at stairs, so there's that. So like I said, the concert started on time. There was thousands of people there. It was insane. And the boys entered from the front on 2 little trucks, and then they crossed. I mean, sure, you've seen videos of the concert in Seoul, and then they crossed and then dropped them. The trucks dropped them off on the front most center stage area. So there was a center stage area and a walkway and a big stage. So they dropped them off there, and then they started the show there, and then they went back to their main stage. And then on tour in the US, this is what the stage looked like. Much smaller. There's only one runway that goes straight out to a smaller stage, and that was it, instead of the really long. Obviously the venue is much smaller. The floor in Seoul was all seats, and the floor in DC, the Capital One Arena, was standing room, VIP, whatever you want, sound check, whatever you want to call that. But people were standing there. It wasn't completely full, like towards the back, towards the like the sound guy and the lighting and all the cameras and stuff. It got a little thin back there, but it was very heavy in the front near the barricade. That's the name I wanted to say. So barricades. And then the seats were very comfortable where I was. I was in the 100 section at the top. So it was great. Like I could see everything clearly. It was much closer, obviously, than the one in Korea. I could see, people's faces. My camera picked up a bunch of clips, and I'll show you a couple in a second. So I was able to see it from a different angle. Also, I was on the other side, so I saw some different things. They only had 2 screens on the side, and then the screens they use on stage, whereas in Seoul they had 2 huge screens and then another set of screens up at the top, so you'd always seeing somebody. They still had the same similar concept where they had these 5 panels that lifted up, and each guy had like their own little panel area, and then they were also on the projections of the panels, the screen panels. So they used that kind of concept. It just was on a much smaller scale in America than it was obviously in Seoul, where they had much more space. And they also had less dancers on the tour. And they had a ton of dancers in Seoul. And I believe all of the dancers in the American tour are, in fact, American. I'm pretty sure. The 2 guys that did Sunday Driver with Subin were definitely different than the 2 that I saw. And they were really energetic. And actually, I think I'm following one of them on, TikTok. So... all right, the other thing I got was the premium photo. And of course I got Taehyun. I don't know where I'm putting all this stuff yet, but it's really pretty. It's like a hard cardboard. I like to keep it in here so it's protected from greasy fingerprints. And of course Taehyun looks great. They all looked so good. All of the costumes were the same, so like all their looks were all pretty much the same. The only couple of differences, like during the encore, I think Yeonjun had a beanie on, and I don't remember him having a beanie in. So I think he like switches that kind of stuff up. Also, Taehyun in DC had glasses on for the encore, and I was dying because if you know my channel, you know I love an idol in glasses. So the set list was mostly actually the same. Like there was the different sections of the show, and they did the solo sections, and all of the videos were the same. The video clips that they showed, the VCRs, were all the same. I feel like they actually talked more in America, but I could be wrong about that, because in Seoul they were doing a lot of talking, but I didn't understand what they were saying because I don't speak Korean. In America, or at the DC at the DC stop, they had a translator. So they would say a little something, and then she would translate, and then we'd all scream and yell, and then they would say something else and then translate. So it was great. And they did speak English as well, as best they could. I was very impressed with that, because I know English is a very hard language to speak, especially if you're not from here. So kudos to the boys. They did great. I understood almost everything. A lot of it is like acoustics, like it's so boomy, and their mics are for singing, not necessarily for speaking. So like sometimes I couldn't understand what they were saying, but for the most part I knew what they were saying, and of course the audience was loving it. Yeah, so let's look at, this is the binder I got, and I ended up getting the set of photo cards, but not until America because they were out. So I'm gonna put them in this, and we'll do this at the end, because the reason I like this binder is you could put OT5 in here. And then I got some extra pockets. So like I have my binder that's for Taehyun, that I have all my photo cards in from all of, collected. But I never have anywhere to put like my other photo cards, because with buying albums from Weverse, I get a lot of sets of the guys. So this is where I think I'm gonna put my extra cards. Of course I'm gonna put these cards in there, but I'm gonna put like the extra ones. But the pages are so cute. They have the little logo for this era, and then I bought the extra ones, and then there's this little page here, and then the boys are on the front. So we're gonna go back to that when we look at that in a minute. And then the last thing I got in Seoul was the mini photo book, which the box has had some dents. The people that do suitcases and stuff aren't the best with, I get it. Oh, and they have like interview questions. That's so cute. Also, I love these photos. So I'm assuming you can also take these out, which I'm not doing that, but. So you get, well, that was a group one. So you get 2 of each member so far. Bumgyu looks so cute on the tour. Unikai had silver hair and Tae had blue hair. I think, yeah, Subin was blonde and Yeonjun was like dirty blonde with some highlights. So they didn't have this dark hair. Huening Kai, like I said, was silver, like a silver. Okay, so that was the merch that I got in Seoul. Let's see if there's anything else about the Seoul concert. It was amazing. Getting out of there was insane. First of all, everybody stayed in their seat at the end of the show and waited to be dismissed by section, which I never expected that. In America, it's just a run, like get out of the door, like get out the door, like nobody, it's a free for all. I mean, I guess it worked really well because it was a little bit more orderly, so that was good. And my section was one of the last sections, which was fine because I really had no plans after, and I knew it was going to be crazy. But when I went to get back on the train, the line for the subway was like a mile from the subway station. It was insane. So I had to finagle some things, and I got on a bus, and I was walking around the venue so many times trying to figure out how to get back to my hotel, which was a good 30-minute subway or bus ride away. So that was a little stressful. Getting there was great. I got off at the subway. The subway is literally right there where the like the start of the venue is, and like where all the merch was. It was like right there, like right after you get out of the or the subway station. So that part was great. Leaving was a little crazy, and it was so hot out. The temperature inside the dome was great. It wasn't hot and it wasn't cold. It was just perfect. However, when I was in Seoul, it was very, very, very hot. And I am not a small person, so I was sweating a lot. So I did have to stop. After I saw the line for the subway, I stopped and got like they were selling drinks and stuff outside, and I got like a frozen grape drink or something, and it was delicious. But a lot of people were just hanging out and waiting for like all of that line to die down, and I had other plans later with the people that I came with, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to just be sitting there. So I figured out a way. I got on some bus and somehow got out of there. But that was a little crazy. But the concert was incredible, and it was so cool to see a group in their home country, because I have seen a couple K-pop concerts, but never in Seoul. So that was the first time I was in Seoul. Now, in America, I got there, I didn't know where, like, 'cause the venue in DC is literally in the middle of DC. There's like a monument and then this arena. So it's like crazy. It's like the portrait gallery and then the arena. So, and it's in like a businessy area. So, and there's a lot of government buildings, and there was a lot of military and police, which was good. I felt safe, but with the way the American climate is right now, I wasn't surprised. But anyway, I walked around the venue when I got there at like 3, I think, just to check it out. People were in line for the barricade to get in. They were just about going to let them in soon or something. I just saw people standing there, waiting. So I walked around, not really expecting to see anything, and then I walked through this one area, and they were having their merch area. So I was like, oh, and there was like nobody in line, because this was at 3, and then merch opened, I think, at like 10 or 9, I don't know. And I was like, oh, they probably don't have anything. So, but you know what? I'll just go look. So I got in line, and they literally had every piece of merch. The only thing they didn't have, they were out of Subin's Picket. That's the only thing they were out of. They had everything else. So they had all the premium photos, which I already had. The 3 things I wanted were the photo cards, the Picket, and the photo slogan when I was in Seoul, but these 3 were sold out, so I was able to get them, which is great. So I got XngHan's Picket. Let's see if I can take it out of here. And the people at the merch were like super fast, and they actually knew who the artists were, which is crazy. Because I'm sure they're just hired to sell merch. They don't know who they're selling merch to. And then you also get these, I think they're stickers. Yeah. So it says Taehyun. Well, there. And you're supposed to put them here, to the bottom of the picket. So here's the other side. And here's beautiful Tae. So I was able to pick that up. And the good thing is I took all that back to my hotel, so because you couldn't have anything when you walked in the venue. Like, literally you can have a clutch the size of this and your light stick. That's it. I had my light stick in a bag and my wallet in my pocket, and that's it. I was like going to the cemetery as an Egyptian with like 3 things. It was crazy. So I was able to put this stuff in my hotel, so I wasn't carrying it around. So yeah, I was able to get this stuff, and then I went back to my hotel. Well, I had some food, and then I went back to my hotel, and then stayed there for a little bit, and then came back to the concert, got in line, and I handed out my freebies, which I guess I can show now. So I did a little K-Popper freebie so people could subscribe to my channel. And I put a couple goodies in here. So first thing is a piece of orange candy from Korea, which is very good. And then, of course, I put my card with all my information. Then I gave them 2 random stickers that I got from Amazon. And then a random Lomo card. And then I gave everybody this little star charm carabiner, or whatever you will. I also bought those from Amazon. So I handed this out. Well, I handed the 50 that I made out. Everybody was very nice. I was like, just, check out my YouTube channel. It's all the information's here. If you want to check out unboxings, I do TXT and all other groups. So I told them to check them out. And then one young lady actually gave me this freebie, which was very sweet of her. A lot of people had made bracelets, which is really cute. So in her freebies, first of all, her bags, adorable. So I got this group card, which is from one of the albums. And then this Yeonjun sticker. And this really cute bracelet. Cute. So that was very sweet. So everyone was very nice about it. They were like, thanks for the freebies. Oh, it's so cute. So I waited in line for maybe 15 minutes, and then they opened the door, and then once you were going through the door, it was pretty quick. So and security was very quick because, and then if people did have bags, they were, you had to check them. And I don't think they made you pay for the bag, to hold their bag, but yeah, you definitely had to, even if you had a lot of merch, you still had to check. So this is Taehyun's. I love this slogan. I have got to figure out where to put this. First of all, it needs to be ironed. I don't like these lines. I don't like where that line's hitting his face. And then on the other side, of course, it says Taehyun. This is the T sound. This is the H sound. This little figure here. So these are vowels, these are consonants. And this is the N. So it's really cute. I love the quality. This is probably my favorite thing that I got. I just gotta figure out where I'm gonna put it. Because it's so cute. Okay, so let's see what else. Then the concert, like I said, the stage was much smaller. The set list was very similar. The encores, because there's been some. This isn't how
this was. How was this? This was this. Okay. There's been some like back and forth between the encores at DC. Oh, also, this was confetti from Sunday Driver in DC. So most of the confetti that was landing on the floor, obviously, not in my section. But for some reason, during Sunday Driver, the shooter was like way high, and this like clump just like landed on where we were. So if I got two, well, I caught one and then two on the floor, and then I gave some of the girls around me the other ones that were because I was on the aisle. Okay, so the encores, most places got 5 encores, and like I said, I think they even had more than 5 in Seoul, because it was like, the encore section of the show was like 45 minutes when I saw it in Seoul. In DC, there was only 3. I think, and I've read a lot, it was about the curfew and the noise ordinance thing at 10 o'clock, because that's literally when the show ended. Like, they did the 3 songs, they went away, they played a video, and then everyone thought they were going to come back out and do, like, 2 more. But they didn't. The lights came up. And I looked at my watch, and it literally was 10 o'clock. So, I don't know if they just couldn't do anything else, and they were like, that's it, we're done. Or they decided they didn't want to do 5 ahead of time, because they knew they were going to run into... Oh, by the way, the concert started at 7:30. So, I don't know if they... You know, because it's a pretty long performance, and I'm sure the boys are tired. I mean, they only have 3, I think they have 3 shows left. So yeah, a lot of people are like, well, we didn't get Gum, and we didn't get this song, but we got Cat and Dog, and a couple other songs that I can't remember off the top of my head right now, that were great. They were trying to douse each other with water, which they weren't doing, and Korea. That was pretty funny, even though in Korea it was really, really hot. Oh, also inside the venue in DC was very cold, actually, which I love. So I was very comfortable, but I know some of the people around me were a little chilled out, which is funny because it's such a big venue, like the air conditioning, I don't know. It's normally their hockey team that plays there, so I'm sure it's kept pretty cold. The venue was lovely. I didn't eat anything there. I waited till after when I got back to my hotel to eat, so I didn't have any other food. People around me had, the same nachos and chicken fingers and stuff, and I didn't eat anything at the venue in Korea either, because I didn't know what they were going to have, and I had already eaten and planned other meals in Seoul than, eating at a arena. So anyway, the show in DC was very good. I loved it. It was great to be up close, to kind of know the set list and everything going on, and to see the boys, and they were awesome. They really, really impressed with the singing. So another thing, we were singing along, and everybody stood up in America. Like when they were performing or on stage, everybody was upstanding. When the VCRs happened, or like some video, or when the dancers came out, most of the people sat down for like a hot minute, although there weren't very long sections. Like the VCR section before the solos, that was probably the longest one, and that was only like 5 minutes before Tae comes out and sings the first solo, which actually is one of my favorite sections. The solo section of both concerts was exactly the same, and it was great. I loved the order they put the songs in. I loved what they did with each one of them. I liked the special effects, or the little scenery that they would use in each one. And you guys can look that up you can watch the whole concert on YouTube from every angle. But I'm going to post a little video of some of the encore in both venues right now. And then after that, we're going to do the photo cards, and then we'll be finally done. So here is your video.
Okay, so here's the box. Okay, so we'll say that one looks like it's a special one. So you could also, of course, buy these individually, and they were just blind packs, like you didn't know who was in. So we have Subin. And then some of these are concepts. Like that one's number 2 out of 11. Bumgyu, he's 3 out of 11. Taehyun is 4 out of 11. Kai, 5. and then a group. So we got Subin, 8 out of 11. June, 9 out of 11. Bumgyu, 10 out of 11. Taehyun, 11 out of 11. And then we got Huenkai's selfie. And then Yeonjun, Tae, and Bumgyu unit. They call these mini photo cards, but they're the size of regular ones. Yay! Tae's selfie. So cute. Yeah, I don't know why. It's weird. And then another unit. So I think there's 12 of each. So there's one selfie set and then 11 concept cards. And then I'm not sure how many units, maybe all the possible units. Ooh. Bumgyu selfie. And then the group. So that's the second group one. Alright, so we're just missing Yeonjun's selfie. This is 5 out of 11. Yeonjun's selfie, so we have all the selfies. And then there's another group one. Wait, that's the same one. So we got Subin again. So they are, I guess you get a duplicate, which maybe I'll end up selling them on Macari. I don't know. I don't need two sets of the same thing. Is that 6 out of 11? And Kai and Subin. That's cute. I like that. try again. And then we got, wait, is this Subin and Hunica again? But a different one. Interesting. So I don't think you get every single card because, I mean, this is the only duo. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I feel like, I guess they just look similar. And then we got this tree. Wait, that's a duplicate, right? Yeah. But this is not. So these are different ones. It's so weird. All right, we only have 2 packs left and then the special pack. So then this probably has Yeonjun's other selfie, even or dupe selfie. And then that's a duplicate of that one. Interesting. So I guess you don't get a full set. I think these are the only 2 group cards, so we got a duplicate of that. But I don't think you get a whole set, because why would there be 2 of these guys together and not other duos? It's just weird. Maybe that's in the extra one? I don't know. Okay, so that's 2 sets of the OT5 selfies. And then that's a dupe of that group photo. Interesting. So I don't know what's in here. Oh, another set of, this is a different set. So you don't get everything, because, I don't know. I think you get a full set of their concept cards, but I can sell that second set. Those are cute. So that was everything that came in the set. Let's see if we got all of these. No. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're missing 3. Oh, you can't see that. Hold on a second. So you don't get the full set, which is weird. I thought that was the whole point of... I'll have to read that. So I only got 1 through 8 of Subins. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then for Yeonjun, I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm missing 1 and 10 and 11. I don't know if I'm gonna collect these or what. I thought you got a full set, that's why I paid all the money. Okay, Bungyu. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're missing 1, 2, and 11. Well, I definitely need Taze. So he's missing 1 through 3. So he has 1 and then 5 through 11. So he's missing 2, 3, 4. So they're all missing 3 cards for their set of 11. And then this is a different set. This, I think this is the set that came with, like if you bought all of these packs. And then these don't say out of what. Yeah, they just, I have 2 of each of those, and I have 2 of each of these, and they don't say, they just say the groups. Or they just say their names. So yeah, I guess I'm not, you don't get everything. Oh well. Okay, I think we're gonna end the video here. So make sure you subscribe for more videos like this one. This one was really long. Thanks for staying with me. Make sure you give this one a thumbs up and tell me what out of everything I bought in Seoul and on my TXT, if you liked any of the items or you want any more information, please comment below and make sure you hit the notification button. I'll be doing a couple of more unboxings this month of stuff that I have being delivered, like the new group Cordis from Hybe, another new group called Amp that plays their own instruments, and a bunch of other comebacks. So make sure you hit that notification button so you don't miss them, and subscribe, of course. As always, make sure you take care of yourself, take care of others, and I'll see you in the next unboxing. Bye!